放着，然后那个磬敲一点声音，大家就站起来了。那个刚才是我的袖子卡着那个棒，所以就是还没到，大家请坐下。抱歉。真的。生活中，美国西雅图彩虹雷藏寺阿弥陀佛护摩法会开始与会大众请起立，恭迎生活中创办人无上法王圣尊莲生活佛与会大众唱诵莲花童子心咒。一拜根本传承上师及诸佛，嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心三印；二拜诸菩萨，嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心三印；三拜诸护法金刚，嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心三印，是平等一起走。恭请师尊离佛道展视频，接受众线上的众弟子问安。
健康快乐。平安康。
阿弥陀佛，圣诞快乐！圣诞节快感恩，好想你哦！今天加持，没有是不是加持？好，世间就是世尊长寿祥义，身体健康，诸事传圣，加持
想你，
但是尊
也是最
我们爱你，
好有情
因为我们爱你，
爱你。
一个自尊教，其次尊教，
还有什么帮助人啊？这是立法，
爱情给其身体健康，
一个自尊教，其次一个自尊教，其次尊教，自尊教，其次尊教，自尊
圣诞节快乐！
期待
生日回来，圣诞节快乐！
新年快乐！平安康。
圣诞快乐！罗马好了，Merry Birthday！那你们好像是想你爱你
自尊教，自尊教，自尊教，自尊
快乐！爱你呀，I love you，好爱你哦，爱你哦，爱你，
将会往中国，让你生命我爱你，
好爱你，
恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛升法王座。
Welcome our Holiness Living Buddha Liansheng to ascend to the Homa throne, and we are inviting everybody to please take the seats. Now we are inviting His Holiness to bless the prayers of the primary supplicant.
请释莲万上师代表与会大众向法王圣尊莲生活佛请法，敬献哈达，以表最崇高敬意。
Amitabha Homa fire offering ceremony has now begun. Visualize two Buddha lineage. Namo Vairocana Buddha, Namo Buddha Lokana, Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Padma Kumara, Namo Living Buddha Liansheng. Visualize Grandmaster and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas radiating light to bless us. Recite Padma Kumara mantra 7 times.
Om Guru Liên Sân Siddhi Hom. 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 做事无量观，观想右手边有父系。
Visualize the four immeasurables, ancestors and relatives from the father side on your right, from the mother side to your left.
后方有恩人师长。
Friends and teachers behind us.
前方有冤亲债主。
Enemies and karmic creditors in front of us.
四周有六道众生。
All sentient beings surround us, together practicing tantric dharma and ultimately attaining Buddhahood.
做惊醒手印。
Wake up call.
念清净咒及安土的真言。
Recite purification mantras and deity mantra.
Om Siêu Tô Ly Siêu Mô Ly Sokham. Om Vajra Dan Hờ Hờ Hom. Nam Mô Sammanto Mô Tô Lan. Om Turu Te Vei Sokha. 念招请咒。
Recite invocation mantra.
Om Sokha. Om Hom Sokha. Om Hom Sokha. 众弟子一心奋起。
We sincerely invoke our lineage root Guru, Holiness Living Buddha Liansheng. Namo White Mahapadma Kumara. Namo Lotus Light Self-Mastery Buddha. Namo True Buddha Skull Lineage Gurus. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa. Namo Amitabha Buddha. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa. Namo Amitabha. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa. Namo Amitabha. Namo Golden Mother of the Primordial Jet Ponds. Namo Five Dhyani Buddhas. True Buddha School 8 primary deities. Namo Yamantaka, Akalanata, the 4 heavenly kings, Suma, Bodhisattva. Rainbow temples, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and divinities. All the deities enshrined at the True Buddha Tantric Quarter, Seattle Litsang Temple, and at the South Mountain Retreat. Rainbow temples, Mountain God, Earth God, Plant God, Wind God, Water God, Heavenly Fire Gods, Dragon Gods, and all divinities, as well as the city gods, to please radiate light and bless this Homa. Create homage using visualization for Student Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize for prostration on the ground, release the mudra. Second to all Bodhisattvas. Visualize for prostration on the ground, release the mudra. Third to all Herukas and Dhamma protectors. Visualize for prostration on the ground, release the mudra. Fourth half vow. Great mandala offering. From the offering mudra, visualize the transformations of the offerings to become innumerable to fill the whole cosmic space. Make the offering above to the lineage root Guru, all the lineage Gurus, the main deity of Homa, Amitabha Buddha. All Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and divinities, and below to all sentient beings. Recite the offering verse and mantra.
化诸珍宝供养国，种种珍奇诸功德，消业速速证菩提。Om Sarva Tata Tata Itamu Gurunana Mensana Kan Niniye Tayami. 做四皈依观想，观想根本传承上师。
For full refuge, visualize our lineage root guru, all the lineage gurus, Buddha jewel, Dharma jewel, and Sangha jewel to form bright white light to empower us. Recite the mantra.
Namo Guru Be, Namo Buddhaye, Namo Dhammaye, Namo Sankhyaye. Namo Guru Be, Namo Buddhaye, Namo Dhammaye, Namo Sankhyaye. Namo Guru Be, Namo Buddhaye, Namo Dhammaye, Namo Sankhyaye.
Armor protection. Form Vajrapani mudra. Recite Vajrapani mantra 7 times.
Om Boyolan Zeri, Om Boyolan Zeri, Om Boyolan Zeri, Om Boyolan Zeri, Om Boyolan Zeri. 恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛做
Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lian Sheng to perform blessings with mala. Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lian Sheng to set ceremonial demarcation, bless the registration forms, Homa cards, and all the offerings. Stand up and join your palms with reverence, and together we are inviting His Holiness to perform the ritual of opening Homa fire pit, to lit the Homa fire, to set the ceremonial demarcation around it, and to make all the offerings, and to perform mudra transformations for purifications, enrichments, magnetization, subjugation, and birth to deliverance. this time, you may perform the Homa Visualization, which is the emergence of the main deity Amitabha Buddha, the merging of the deity with the Homa fire and with yourself. Visualize the Homa fire burn away all your negativities and continually chant the heart mantra.
心咒及念佛。
We say that
阿
not
弥
also
陀
the
瓦
advanced
塞
Buddha，
唵嘛呢呗咪吽，唵本南无林多林梭哈，唵哈哈哈为什么耶梭哈，唵这里主里准提梭哈，唵真巴拉查楞查拉耶梭哈，唵阿吽贝扎咕噜贝玛西迪吽塞，唵阿吽咕噜贝阿呵萨萨玛哈莲生西迪吽。 Deyatha Om Bekajaya Bekajaya Maha Bekajaya Raja Samo Kyadehe Sokha Namo 36万亿111,900同名同号阿弥陀佛。Namo 36万亿111,900同名同号阿弥陀佛。Namo 36万亿111,900同名同号阿弥陀佛。请大家起念，请佛注释祈愿
Supplication to the
文。
Buddha to stay in the
具德妙
Sahaja.
善
I
圣
pay homage
尊
and
顶
supplicate
礼
His
佛，
Holiness the
十
virtuous and
方
marvelous
世界佛
Tantrika,
刹
all
成
Buddhas,
数
all the ten
佛，大
directions,
悲有
compassionate
情海
bodhisattvas,
会
Herukas,
众菩
Dhammapalas,
萨，
and
普
Dakinis,
教金
protectors
刚
of
通
Dharma.
行前
The
顶
nights are
礼，
long, the
世
three
间
poisons
三
are
毒次
proliferating.
圣
My
业
body
漫
and soul
漫，
are
身
stricken,
心
tumbling in
摧
the
折
misery of
轮
perpetual
回，苦
rebirth.
无
With
休。
great
圣
compassion, His
尊悯
Holiness came
念
to
降
this world to
生
salvage
度
the
迷
deluded
体，
ones.
三
Three
宝
jewels,
于
eminent
是
wondrous
微光
light, provide
护群
refuge for
生，
all.
人
All
天
fortunate
福
beings,
田
humans,
所
and
依
devas rely on
金
His
刚
Vajra
身，
body
受
for the
戒
bestow of
传
teachings,
法
vows,
灌顶
precepts,
是
empowerments,
西
and
利，
attainments.
佛
We
子
disciples
祈
of Buddha
请
plead
注
that you stay
释
in the
转
Sahaja
法
to join the
轮，
Dharma
利
wheel,
乐
to
无
benefit
量
and give
无
happiness
尽
to
众
multitudes of
生
sentient
界。
beings.
回向，
Merit
愿同
dedication.
念佛
May all
者，
uphold the
同
Buddha,
生
ascend
极
to the
乐
realm of
国，
utmost
上
bliss, to
报
bring
四
forth
重
general
恩，
cities from
下
above,
济
aiding
三
those in
途
the three
苦。
realms
见
below.
佛
Upon
了
seeing
生
the Buddha,
死，
may we
如
transcend
火
life and
度
death
一
like the
切。
Buddha, may we
真
liberate
佛
all.
中众弟子，一心
To
祈
Buddha's
愿
school
护摩
disciples
祖尊，
wholeheartedly
阿弥
pray
陀
to the main
佛，
deity
甘
of
露王
Homa,
如来，以
Amitabha
无量
Buddha,
光于愿众
the
生所
chief of the
求，
lotus
复
ponds
有
at
圣
Sukawati,
尊，
the
身
Amrita
体
King
慷慨
Tathagata,
无
to
量
please shower
寿，一
infinite light
切
to
无碍
fulfill the
灾
wishes
上
of all
消，
sentient
财
beings.
富饱
Please
满，
protect
尽
our
爱
Lineage
足，
Guru with
欢
great
喜
health and
光明
longevity,
恒自
all
在，
hindrances,
佛助
calamities
世间
eradicated,
转法轮，
abundant
正
riches and
觉佛
harmony,
法度
bliss and
众
radiance,
生，莲
self-mastery and
花放光
spontaneity.
照
May he
世
continue
间。
to stay in samsara so that the authentic Buddha
恭
Dharma
请
can
法王
thrive,
圣尊
and may the
莲生
lotus
活佛
radiance
作
light
众回
upon the
向。
world, inviting His Holiness to perform the overall merit dedication. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to Amitabha Tathagata of Sukawati. Homage to Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Homage to Mahastama Prapta Bodhisattva. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to Amitabha Tathagata of Sukawati. Sukawati is Amitabha Tathagata, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, and Mahastama Prapta Bodhisattva. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to Sukawati's Amitabha Tathagata, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, Mahastama Prapta Bodhisattva. We pray to Amitabha Tathagata to guide Bartu spirits with affinity, Bartu spirits without affinities, to be reborn into the western realm of utmost bliss Sukawati. We pray to Amitabha Tathagata to widely salvage sentient beings. We pray to Amitabha Tathagata to place radiant light and bless us. so that the 37 beneficial qualities to promote the Buddha Dharma. May the Dharmakaya in the pure land of eternal light and peace, and the Sambhogakaya in the magnificent land for proper rewards, and the Nirmanakaya in the convenience land for those with remnants, and the mixed land where both the mundane and the sages reside. Please radiate light upon the 3,000 great thousand worlds with infinite light, infinite lives, and great auspiciousness, and all wishes fulfilled completely. May all sentient beings can chant Namo, the epithet of Namo Amitabha. May all sentient beings can chant the epithet of Namo Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. We wish that all sentient beings can chant the epithet or the name of Mahastama Prapta Bodhisattva, 大势至菩萨。Sukhawatis Amitabha Tathagata Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva Mahastama Prapta Bodhisattva. Gods in heavens, gods on earth, may be far from all calamities, may all calamities abandon us, let all disasters turn into dust. May all of our prayers be granted. We pray that you bless us with the dispersion of all our afflictions. Make viruses disappear. May illnesses disappear. May all disasters and bad affinities disappear. We say 100 syllable mantra 3 times.
Sawa kama sutame jitamu sriyan guru hom ha 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 bhagawan sawa tathagata bezamami mancha bezabawa mahasamaya sato ahom pei om bezasato samaya manupanaya bezasato tenu vadicha zitso me bawa suto kayu me bawa sopo kayu me bawa anurato me bawa sarva siddhi me purayata sawa kama sutame jitamu sriyan guru hom ha 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 ho bhagavan samva tathagata pesamami mansa pesapawa mahasamaya sato ahom pe om pesa sato samaya manupanaya pesa sato tenupadi cha zezo me pawa soto khai me pawa sopo khai me pawa anurato me pawa sarva siddhi me puraya cha sawa kama sutta me cittamu siriyan guru hom ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tathagata pesamami mansa pesapawa mahasamaya sato ahom pe.
Create homage using visualization first to root guru and all Buddhas. Visualize for prostration on the ground, daily samudra, second to all bodhisattvas. Visualize for prostration on the ground, daily samudra, third to all herokas and dharma protectors. Visualize for prostration on the ground, daily samudra, fourth hekpa.
Om Brim Om Brim Om Brim Om
Completion
Mani
mantra.
Padme Hum. 让我们以热烈的掌声感谢根本上师法王圣尊莲生活佛主坛阿弥
To
陀
our
佛
lineage
护
root
法
guru for
会。
presiding over this Amitabha Homa fire offering
恭
ceremony.
请法王圣尊莲生活佛做宝贵的法
Now
语
let us all
开
join our
示。
palms, and together we are inviting His Holiness to bestow the precious Dhamma teachings. Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Mang Liao Ming, homage to Master Sakya Zeng Kung, homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Dupten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. And homage to the main deity of Homa today, the Sukhavati's Amitabha Buddha.
Hola amigo, que quiero mucho. Sukoi, Ichiba, Kimochi, Jumi, Yapi, Puri, Konnichiwa.
I would like to announce for next Sunday, December 26th, at 3 p.m. There will be Amoghapasa Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva Homa fire offering ceremony. You all know about this deity. Among the Avalokitesvara Bodhisattvas, this one deity is very popular because Amoghapasa Avalokitesvara would fulfill all that you ask for. Every time this Homa, every time they are always the most primary supplicants for this Homa. Because everyone knows that Amoghapasa Avalokitesvara will always fulfill. Your requests. So there's a saying that all your wishes will be fulfilled. And what you ask for will not return empty. So of all the Homa ceremonies, this deity always has the most primary supplicants and merit holders. No need to say too much. People naturally would have something to request and would do it. This is Amoghapasa Avalokitesvara. So next Sunday is already December 26th, and the Christmas would have passed. So here I would like to say Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So today we had Amitabha Homa. This deity is extremely important. He is Grandmaster's Yidam, Amitabha Tathagata. We can also say it's a Grandmaster's origin. The origin. I have studied the Pure Land Buddhism. So there are 3 sutras and 1 treatise in this Pure Land sect. The treatise is the Rebirth treatise, and the sutras, Amitabha Sutra, Maha Amitabha Sutra, and the minor Amitabha Sutra, and the observation of the Infinite Life Sutra. 3 sutras and 1 treatise or Abhidhamma. So Pure Land sect is a sect that's established on these 3 sutras and 1 treatise, and they specialize in chanting the Buddha's name, the mantra that's chanting the Buddha's name or epithet. That's chanting the name, the Amitabha Buddha's name. Some chant the 6 syllables or 4 syllables.
这个六日佛、狮子佛、阿弥陀佛、
4 or 6 syllables.
阿弥陀佛、阿弥陀佛、阿弥陀佛、阿弥陀佛、阿弥陀佛、阿弥陀佛。这是狮子佛。另外还有更长，那个持名念佛，
the long
一
version,
口气念10声的阿弥陀佛。
or you just join your palms and with one inhalation you chant 10 names, 10 recitations.
10声的阿弥陀佛。
That's the rule. You need to do 10 times chanting Amitabha's name every morning. And then also at any other time. So not just in the morning and at night, but at all times. And then you chant it until eventually, at the moment of death, you call on the name of Amitabha Buddha. Amitabha Buddha, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, and Mahastamaprapta Bodhisattva. The Pure Land Trinity will appear in front of you and to guide you to be reborn into the pure Buddha land. The Pure Land sect is the simple cultivation method of all Buddhist denominations. It's very easy, but also not so easy. As it's written in the sutra, at the moment of death, you have to be in total concentration, focused. You visualize Amitabha Buddha and you chant Amitabha Buddha's name or Avalokitesvara and Mahastamaprapta's name, and the Pure Land Trinity appear and would guide you to be reborn. And the key here is in the focus and concentration, single-mindedness. And single-mindedness, actually, it's meditative stability. And for most ordinary people, this meditative stability is very difficult. So the crucial point is that meditative stability at the moment of death. Whether it is simple spiritual cultivation or a difficult spiritual cultivation, such as tantric Buddhism, is very difficult. But in tantric Buddhism, according to the real practice, you can also be reborn in the Pure Land all the same. So in our Buddhist studies, we need to comprehend both the simple and the difficult methods of spiritual cultivation. You need to understand the pith instructions and the key formulas and tips and tricks. And many of them are in the single-mindedness. That's the most important pith teaching, or the most important key formula. The reporter asked the wife, everybody said that after a long marriage, there's no more passion in your love. And the wife said, oh, I don't agree. Sometimes you are still very passionate. And the reporter asked, but when? And she replied, when we argue, we're very passionate. So when you're arguing, then you're very agitated, very passionate. So you still have passion.
有一个女同事啊，已经离婚2次。
A female colleague has been divorced twice. So I asked her,
是挺漂亮，
"Hey, you look
怎么
quite beautiful.
总是离婚呢？
How come you're always getting divorced?"
这个女同事叹了一口气，
And she sighed
家庭暴
and
力。
said, "Oh, it's because of
我听了以后很同情，
domestic violence."
同情的讲，
So I was empathetic and
我
said,
老是
"Oh,
碰到这种人渣，
what a bad luck. How come you always encounter such jerks?"
的讲，
And she's embarrassed and said,
先动手打人，
"I'm the one that's violent."
是笑话啊。
These are
我们
jokes.
进入主题，
Now we'll
你问我答。
get to the main topic in question and answer.
这是巴西，把
Question from Brazil,
莲花曲菌，
莲花七君.
最尊贵的根本上师，
Most precious root
巴西
guru.
的弟子们有以下的问题详细。
The disciples in Brazil have the following questions. Please advise. 1.
经咒是否有规定？
Is there a rule
某些时间不能
what time, what hour of the day we should not chant sutras or mantras?
还有一些时间
So some people chant sutras or mantras, and they're not supposed to do it at certain hours of the
一
day.
般人来讲起来，是这样
Generally
他的
speaking,
习惯。
their
你上厕
habits
所的时候，
is that
上厕所，
when you go to the
大家认为
toilet,
厕所是不净
everybody thinks it's unclean there,
的时候，不要念。
so you should not chant
大家
when
认
you're
为是这样的。
in the
厕所很脏
toilet because it's dirty there,
而且正在坐在莲花上，
and you're sitting on top of the
而且
toilet
正在
bowl or lotus, or when you exert yourself.
时候，你哪里能够念？
How can you chant at that
经啊，念
time?
咒啊。
Sutras or
另外
mantras.
有一点就是说，有人认为躺在床上
And some people
也不能念，
think that you cannot chant when you're lying in bed.
躺在床上你就好好睡觉，不能念。
Oh.
那么，我告诉这个
So when you lie in bed, you should sleep and should not chant.
不管什
But
么
let me
都可以
tell
念，
These Brazilian disciples, you can chant at any time.
你要念经也可以。
It's fine if you chant sutras or mantras.
哎，这厕所里面
Inside
可以念经念咒
the
吗？
toilet, how can you chant sutras and
难道我们
mantras?
还要敲木鱼？
Or should we also play the instrument?
在厕所里面怎么可以念经念咒呢？师尊讲这句话对不对啊？ 我跟你
How
讲，
can it be? Did Grandmaster say it right? Yes,
因为没有不干净的地方，
because there's no
也
such
没有干
place
净的
that's unclean, and there's no such place that's clean.
就已经存放在你肚子很久。
So those are stuff inside your
你以为你干净的时候，你
your belly.
都是不干净的。
So you think that you're clean, but actually inside your belly, those things are not clean.
在我来说，我床上
In my
每
opinion,
次我要睡觉以前，
before I go to
我一
sleep,
定要修明光法，
I would
一
practice
定要
the
观想。
light protection, sleep light protection. And I would visualize, chant the sutra, chant the Buddha's name, so that you can practice the light protection while laying on bed. It's fine if you do it on the bed or in the toilet, or those poo and pee, we don't call them shit. The big and the small waste can be offered to the three lower realms. I remember I read a book in the past called someone went to a country where everybody has straight intestines. So whatever they eat would be excreted very fast. So people at the first-rate people, after they excreted, would be eaten by the second-rate people, and then when they excreted, it would be eaten by the third-rate people. That's the country of straight intestine people. So we don't think of poo as dirty stuff. We call it the major fragrance, and the pee is the minor or fragrance. Those are useful, can be offered to the three lower realms. In Tantric Buddhism, it is allowed. So now, Japan, they also invented to drink pee and eat poo. I've said that, drinking the urine. It's quite popular in Japan. Many Japanese people have no problem drinking pee. Actually, eating poo is also no problem. If you eliminate the smell, and then they use some kind of like flat roll, and then you roll it, then it would become something like spring roll. For Taiwanese, then you add a little bit of veggies and sauce, then it would become lumpia, or some kind of rolls, Taiwanese rolls. Why do you laugh about eating poo? Remember, people with bad digestive systems like Reverend Lian Xu, you find someone with great digestive systems would always excrete like a gold sausage. They cannot have any waste in it or any bad things in it. They never have any digestive problems. And they have lots of good probiotics in their digestive tract. So what he excretes would be beautiful, golden, long sauce. Very beautiful, not too hard and not too soft. It's slightly harder than the banana sauce. And then And you buy it from him.
肠胃很健康啊，
He
然后
has
你看起来就是
a very healthy digestive system, and you can tell it looks fresh and nutritious and has very healthy probiotics.
你用这个面皮
You have to know, and then you wrap it with a thin, like phyllo dough, and then he take it several times.
吃几次，你肠胃啊，经过那个健康的细菌，
And then, with the healthy probiotics, your digestive tracts
你
would
愿意跟他
become healthy.
以后全部拉金条。
Then in the future, you would be like him, always excreting the golden
医生
bananas.
啊，认为有好的细菌，因为你肠胃有好的细
So
菌嘛，
the doctors thought,
肠胃有好
well,
的细菌
because when you have good probiotics, that's why what you excrete would be that golden
但知道那个好的细菌一定是
thing.
跟着它的金条在一
And
起。
we know that the probiotics are all still in that golden
那
thing.
你经常吃那个人，
So if you eat
那个人身体
that person's poo a lot, because he's very healthy, he never had any digestive
就
problems,
变成那个人。
and after you eat
这是
his,
方法。
then your digestive systems would be like his. So this is one a cure I'm telling you
你
today.
就会撞的跟那个
Then you would become very stoic,
一样。
like Lian Wan from Rainbow Temple.
那我是告诉你这个，所以经咒是否有规定某些时间不能念 ？No， 不是。
So,
任何时
is there any time that you cannot chant sutras and mantras? No,
清净咒
you can chant it at any time. It's best if you chant the purification mantras first to purify that space. And then, in my opinion, then you can chant any sutras and mantras.
需要讲究，
And the second question,
需要讲求单数还是双数吗？
the number of offerings should be odd or even? Oh, this kind of questions. In the past, someone asked me,
记住，
he was paying
还要去拜祖先啊，去拜坟啊，去坟场，去
like
拜
praying to the ancestors or
啊
at the
拜那个
tombs.
营养汤圆。
And he asked me, he wanted to offer dumplings. And he asked me,
红色的还是白色的？
should the dumplings be white or red?
红色的、白色的都可以。
And I told him,
他就
either one is fine.
然后再来
So, and then
这个汤
he came back and asked
要
again,
多大力？
how big should the
有的是
dumpling
很
be?
大，有没有？我们吃的汤圆有的是
The sweet dumplings, some of them are big.
元宵节的时候，元宵是很大。
During the Lenten festivals, it's big and with
包芝麻的还是小粒的？
sesame seeds inside,
跟他讲
or
多
the small ones. And I still say the same. Any one of them is fine.
那个
And he came back and asked
多
again,
少粒？
how many of them should be in a bowl?
我说随意。
And I said, it's up to you, with whatever.
他问我就是单数还是双数？
And this person is
还
asking,
是双数？
so should be even number or odd number?
我跟他讲都可以。
I said, just
所
fine.
以供
Either
品
one is fine.
需要讲究单数、双数吗？
Should we care whether they're odd number or even number?
回答
That's
都
fine.
可以，
Both of them are
没有
fine.
禁忌。
There's no taboo.
有些人是有禁忌的，有些人是没有。
Some people, it's taboo for some people,
那
but
么
not for
是
others.
跟
But for Grandmaster,
根本就没有禁忌，
there's no taboo whatsoever,
没有禁忌。
whether it's
第三，
odd
他
or
问
even
修法
number.
的时间需讲究吗？刚刚已经跟你讲过了，
And how about the hours of the practice? As I said, nothing, no, nothing specific. But in Tantric Buddhism, the rule is to practice protectors at night and practice yidam in the morning. So daytime and nighttime. Or the 15th day before or after the 15th day. There is a rule in Tantric Buddhism. So the hours or the time to practice, there is some rule. If you perform Badu deliverance, should be at night. And is it okay to do it in the daytime? It's actually okay too. And for Grandmaster, there is no taboo whatsoever. But if you want to follow the rules in Tantric Buddhism, sometimes there is some special cases. Because His Holiness the 16th Karmapa told me that in the daytime he practices his yidam, Tara, and at night he practices his protector. So in the daytime you can practice for blessings, at night you practice Bardo deliverance. That's the only difference. After taking refuge in Buddhism, then does it mean we should not should not follow other religions? Of course, we think Buddhism is the best. The Dharma teaching lasted 49 years, and Jesus Christ only preached for 3 years, very short. And Sakyamuni Buddha, 40 years. And Muhammad, he had he started at 40 and died at 63, so he only preached for 23 years. So the Buddha preached the longest. So actually you respect them all equally. We respect Confucius because he teaches us many ethics and morals and how to be a good person, like the Analects of Confucius. What's written there is about how to be a human being. So we highly respect him. And we also respect Jesus Christ. And he is even my guru. So in the New Testaments, the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, and the Acts of the Apostles, and in Catholicism, also Genesis and the former 6 books. The 6 books in the Old Testaments, including the Psalms of the King David, these are also highly revered by the Islamic tradition. So Muslim or Islam highly revere the first 6 books of the Old Testament. So we highly respect both the Old and New Testament equally. And also their cultivation methods in Quran some of them also worth our studying. So after taking refuge in Buddhism, you should also understand their spiritual cultivation methods to increase your knowledge. That would be good too. That's answering the questions asked by Lian Hua Chi Jun from Brazil. We have disciples in Africa too, and this one is from South Africa, Lian Hua Yongyuan. From South Africa. Grandmaster Sumo True Buddha School, how do you do? Grandmaster stated that Ishi-Chugal is now in the human world and also in True Buddha School. And Ishi-Chugal is the first and foremost Buddha mother in Tibetan Tantric Buddhism and is a Mahasiddha. Why don't we ask her to come forward and turn the Dharma wheel? So Lian Hua Yongyuan from South Africa said this, that Ishi-Chugal is in the human world and it's in True Buddha School. Did I ever say this? I have said it during Homa that Ishi-Chugal is right here. Is that what I said? What else did I say? I know she's Ishi-Chugal, and she also knows that she's Ishi-Chugal. Ishi-Chugal is the first and foremost Buddha mother in Tibetan Tantric Buddhism. Why don't we ask her to turn the Dharma wheel? The reincarnated Ishi-Chugal is still in study right now. Even a bodhisattva, you would be deluded upon rebirth. So as soon as you're being reborn, you would be deluded even when you were a bodhisattva before. So Ishi-Chugal, when she's reincarnated, she would not know that she was Ishi-Chugal. Like Grandmaster is Padma Kumara, or was Padma Kumara. And in the Sutra of Observing the Infinite Life Span, it was written that Amitabha Buddha said that is reincarnated as youth, and that is the 36,119,500 Buddhas by the same name of identification of Amitabha. So Padma Kumara is Amitabha, and Amitabha is Padma Kumara. Padma Kumara was emanated from Amitabha Buddha. But when I was born, I did not know that I was Padma Kumara until when I was 26 at the Jade Emperor Temple. Golden Mother descended and told me, you were Padma Kumara. And she took me to see my past lives. And only then I knew that I was Padma Kumara. And after I knew, I still had to study, to train, to learn the Buddha Dharma, to learn the mudras, the hand gesture, foot gesture. And in my dormitory, the military dormitory, I had to stay up all night to learn the mudra. and the fingers would move by themselves. And also the feet, the gesture, how to move around, and I felt tired. And the position of the legs was frozen. You could not move because you felt sore. You wanted to put down your leg, but you could not. Oh, it's so cold at night. I don't want to study. I want to sleep. And they took lifted my feet so that I was standing on my head, and then just released me. So I felt. So I had to study for 3 years. You have to start from the beginning again. So it's not that you're an emanated youth. I was a Padma Kumara and you understand everything as soon as you were born. That's not the case. I studied and trained, took refuge in Mahayana Buddhist gurus and studied Mahayana Buddhism, and in Tantric Buddhist gurus studied Tantric Buddhism, and then studied from the sutras, and then I gained spiritual responses, and then once I have spiritual union with the Yidam, I comprehend or I understand it better. And I can be in spiritual union with any deities. Any deity can come into my body and I can enter into their bodies. I can transform into many deities. Although Ishichogal is in the human world and is in Tribuddha school, but Ishichogal is still in her study. Only when after she has attainment, she would come out. I would ask her to come out and turn the Dharma wheel. This was asked by Lianhua Yongyuan from South Africa. So since Ishichogal is here, why don't we ask her to turn the Dharma wheel? And there are many Golden Mother's daughters that come to Tribuddha school. And there are also many Dakinis inside Tribuddha school. The Pure Land of the Dakinis. The Dakinis come to Tribuddha school and they're still in training. They're still cultivating, and afterwards they can come out and turn the Dhamma wheel. If they don't encounter Buddha Dharma, they would be reincarnated in the human world and then being called upon at some point, like Grandmaster at 26. I was called upon. And what is the lotus youth? That's Padma Kumara, auspicious youth. And so Amitabha is my Yidam, Golden Mother is also my Yidam, because in one of my past lives I was together with Golden Mother. And Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva is also my Yidam, because Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva is also Lotus Youth, and Padmasambhava is also Lotus Youth. The founder of Tantrayana is also a Lotus Youth or Padma Kumara, Lotus born. So, in the future, once they have mastered their Dharma, then they would come publicly. Because spiritual union is most important. In tantric practices, the first step in your Yidam practice, you have to gain spiritual union. Once you gain spiritual union with one deity, you can gain spiritual union with all deities. So once you gain spiritual union, the Dharma that you understand is getting more and more, and all the Dharma would be inside your mind or heart. then that's the attainment. So we wouldn't worry that we would not be reborn in the Pure Land. Why? Because as soon as you close your eyes, the Yidam will appear right in front of you and would bring you there, would guide you there. And not only that, the Yidam would appear anytime you invoke a deity, that deity would come inside your body and you would become that deity. I would become Amitabha Buddha. It's just in a fleeting second. I mean, split of a second. With the snap of the finger, you can become Amitabha Buddha. With the snap of the finger, you become Amitabha Buddha. So you transform into the Yidam. As soon as you gain spiritual union, this would happen. So there are a group of them that would come to you. With the snap of the fingers, you become the Yidam. And then by the Yidam, you perform the Bardo deliverance. That's why I have the 1,000 vessels of Bardo deliverance. So when you have Yidam, it will be easy to get into the inner tantric practices or the highest yoga tantra. When you do the highest yoga tantra, whatever you do is done by the Yidam, not by you. This is very important, let me tell you. Now, Xiaoming told a beautiful lady, "Hey, beautiful, can I hug you?" Huh? And the beautiful said, this is plain word of Chinese. If you swallow the money, then sure. So it sounds like, yeah, it's like, if the money is right, but it sounds like if the money gets to the stomach. So that's a big difference. The patient asked the doctor, "How come I never have any kids?" And the doctor said, "Well, I think it's the male's side." This is also play word of Chinese. The male problem sounds like in the south, but now we're in the north. That's misunderstanding. People use animals to symbolize someone's and I use this to describe my wife. Arms like a unicorn, legs like an elephant, waist like a bear, back like a tiger, with the painted eyebrows, lips and nails. So I read it to my wife. So I got leopard skin and panda eyes. So the panda eyes with black
这里都是哪里都是
bruises everywhere with the leopard skin.
好了，现在这个我们讲《金刚经》啊，离相即灭分第十。
Now we will talk about the Vajra Sutra, chapter 14.
若复有人得
Extinction upon abandoning phenomena. The Buddha told Subhuti, just so Subhuti, if there is a person who is not shocked, frightened, or fearful upon hearing the sutra, it is extremely rare indeed.
看到《金刚经》的，
Those
听到是如是尊讲法的，
who read Vajra Sutra, those who have heard Grandmaster's
感
exposition,
觉到很惊奇，
and yet you're not shocked,
不
not frightened,
不畏，也不畏。
nor fearful.
这6个字，不惊不怖不畏，
Not shocked, frightened, nor fearful. This phrase is extremely important.
听到《金刚经》的，
Most people, when they hear the Vajra Sutra or my Dharma teaching,
会大吃一惊，
would be greatly
会
shocked.
大吃一惊。为什么？
Why?
为什么会大吃一惊？
Why would they be greatly shocked? Most people would be shocked.
讲这个无我相、无人相、
Because the
众生相，
Vajra Sutra was talking about the non-phenomena of self, others,
没有
sentient beings, and
这样
lifespan.
子讲，
There's no other religions would talk this way. Only Sakyamuni
我
Buddha.
出生在印度，
Sakyamuni Buddha was born in India.
印度教里面
And in Hinduism, they also talk about the Trinity, the three great gods.
色
In
就
the
天境天，
Akanista, the highest heaven in the realm of form,
色界天的出天，
Subhakrishna, there's Vishnu. And in the
到什么？
the Brahmana heaven,
布拉玛，
in the realm of
欲界天最高天，大自在天，
form, that's Brahma. And the highest realm in the realm of desire, that's
印
Shiva.
度教三大神，
They are the three major gods and highest gods in Hinduism. Vishnu,
这个大梵天、大梵天王
or Vishnuluka,
以外，大自在
Mahabrahma, or Brahmadeva,
最高天，
or the Mahaswara,
印度教的三，
which is the highest heaven in the heavenly realm of desire.
都是有
They are the three major gods in Hinduism. They have certain form or appearance,
伪
and they have their own pets,
他的
as
主
characteristic pets. Vishnu's pet is Garuda, the golden winged bird. And for Brahma,
就是
his pet is the white swan.
大自在天，他的宠物就是白牛，
And
他的宠物
the pet of Shiva is the white ox.
都是有形象的，
They all have certain
都是有形象的
appearance.
只有释迦牟尼佛讲，
Only Sakyamuni Buddha said
根本没有，
they are
没有
none.
我，没有
No self,
没有
no you, no him or she, her.
没有，
What? And you were startled.
连天也
None?
没有，
Then is there heaven? No. Even heaven doesn't exist.
还有地狱吗？
Is there
地
hell?
狱也没有，
No. Even hells don't exist.
很奇怪，
So strange.
为什么释迦牟尼佛这样子讲？
Why did Sakyamuni Buddha say so?
不是明明讲有地狱吗？
Didn't you say there are hells,
生啊
hungry ghosts,
在佛的
animals?
眼
In the eyes of the Buddha, nothing exists. When you cultivate and reach the highest realm, the Vajra Sutra is the highest, the king of sutras. Nothing is higher than it. It's the rarest, the most rare. So the one expounding Vajra Sutra should understand this. Is there any place that's, how come they're not shocked? Very shocked. And remember, in Zen Buddhism, there is this piece. A disciple asked the master, "Is there hell?" And the master said, "Yes." And the second disciple came and asked him, "Is there hell?" And the master said, "No." And his attendant was very curious. Well, how come you told the first person hell exists and the second person hell doesn't exist? So he asked the master, "So Guru, master, you told the first person that hell exists and you told the second person that hell doesn't exist. I'm confused. So does hell exist or not? I'm your attendant." And the master told him, "That's right, what you ask. Exists or not, they're both right. So what's going on?" Let me tell you. This question and answer is very simple. The first person has karma, so he will go to hell. That's why his master told him that hell exists for you. And the second one is very pure in his spiritual cultivation, and the master told him, "No hells." Now do you understand? Because he doesn't have to go to hells, so hells don't exist for him. So when you get to the king of sutras, the most rare, even all the heavenly realms do not exist. The arupa loka, the heavenly realm of formlessness, the realm of form, realm of desire, they don't exist. Because when you understand the sutra, you have gone beyond the three heavenly realms. So heavens and hells don't exist. There are no so-called heavens and hells. Only Sakyamuni Buddha said this. Aren't you startled and shocked? Yes. But after you hear it, wouldn't you be frightened? Isn't it frightening? Of course it's frightening. Why do you live for? Nothing exists. Even I don't exist. Sang Yenlu doesn't exist. True Buddha School doesn't exist. All the books I wrote don't exist. My everything don't exist. My children, grandchildren don't exist. Aren't you frightened when you hear that? Your money too is empty. It's nothing. Your house is nothing. Your land is not yours. The house is not yours. The cars are not yours. Wouldn't you be frightened when you hear that? You have nothing. Isn't it frightening? Of course it is. All mine is gone. Sometimes when you meditate, as soon as you meditate, you enter into the black hole. Some people meditate and they float and fly very high. And they get really frightened, like, what if I fall down? You would feel frightened. You would be so scared. You have nothing to rely on. Nothing to rely above, below, or to the left or right. and you're in the space by yourself, wouldn't you be scared? Wouldn't you scared? It's really frightening. So that's the frighten. This is the most frightening sutra. Not fearful. You don't reject it. You don't reject what Sakyamuni Buddha said. Grandmaster has explained nothing exists. That's real phenomena. Real phenomena is non-phenomena. Non-phenomena is real phenomena. I have explained it for you. Only when you have karma, you have phenomena. Without karma, you have no phenomena whatsoever, and you don't have to be reincarnated. You don't need to go into nirvana. You are an everlasting Buddha, an everlasting life, everlasting, eternal Buddha. The same thing when you reach Bodhisattvahood. Buddha, Bodhisattva, Pratika Buddha, Sravaka. The 4 sagely realms are all like this. So, a lot of things are only for the moment, only for a moment. Those at the highest positions, for a moment. Those, the richest ones, also for the moment. The most beautiful for a moment. They're all just for a moment. Just for the moment. Actually, there's nothing. It's in the sutra. That's why I explained. When you can truly comprehend the most important meaning of the sutra, if you can be not shocked, frightened, nor fearful, you are extremely rare. Most people are afraid to lose. Like the Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China, kept looking for the immortality elixir everywhere. He wanted to become an emperor forever. The same thing with Han Wuti, also seek for the immortality elixir, went everywhere to the peak of the Mount Taisan and asked a golden mother, wish for an immortality pill from the golden mother so that he could become the emperor Han Wuti forever and never die, become immortal. Qin Shi Huang and Han Wuti. They are very illustrious, but it's also for a moment. Being an emperor in the past were at the highest position, and now if you're in charge of the military, that's also for just for the moment. Even when you have money, that's only for a moment. Houses, lands, just for a moment. Your body too. How can you maintain your body forever? No such thing in this world. I often say this. I was given life when I was born, but I don't want to bring life when I die. Is there anyone that still has life when they die? No. They all die. So that's why it's only for a moment. The bodies too. Once you have seen through this, like Sakyamuni Buddha said, like about romantic love, there's a song that said, loving you for 10,000 years. That's crazy. That's a liar. That's to trick people. It's done by fraud, scam. 10,000 years? 7 years. You have the 7-year itch. How could that be 10,000 years? It's extremely rare indeed. Why? If you keep this in mind, if you're mindful of this, it would help you alleviate your desire. It's okay. Doesn't matter. No big deal. It's okay. Doesn't matter. No big deal. Just let it be. Let it flow. Just whatever. Go with the flow. Just go with the flow. Why? Subhuti, the Tathagata said that the first and foremost paramita is not the first and foremost paramita. It is merely named the first and foremost paramita. So, Subhuti, the Tathagata said that the first and foremost paramita is not the first and foremost paramita. It is merely named the first and foremost paramita. Very simple. The first that let you arrive at the other store is not the first that let you arrive at the other store. Because it is not the first to let you arrive at the other store. That's why it is the first that let you arrive at the other store. You can understand this, right? Because when you arrive at the other shore, it's the same as not arriving at the other shore, because the other shore does not exist. Because this shore is the other shore. Once you understand this, so the first paramita is not the first and foremost paramita, and it is the first and foremost paramita. That's what it means. Now do you understand? Asking the laundromat boss, when can I pick it up? 3 days later. But didn't you say it's done within 24 hours? And he laughed and said, yeah, but we work 8 hours a day. And Xiaoming, as an undercover policeman, was a secret agent within the mafia. And then he make a phone call to his boss like, hey, I'm now second in command. And then if the mafia gang leader or the boss died, then I would become the boss. So as a secret agent, undercover would become the mafia boss. The male dorm manager is a middle-aged woman. And one day he's trying to call Xiaoming to wake him up, but Xiaoming didn't want to wake up and said, if you don't get up, I will write a news bulletin about you. And Xiaoming thought, oh, this is no big deal. And then in the afternoon he saw it and said that room 405 Xiaoming could not get hard in the morning. Could not get up in the morning or could not get it up in the morning. And that would be quite startling. Now it's a pandemic. A man asked his boss, asked another boss, so how's business during the pandemic? Oh, it's really bad. It's even, yesterday it just sold one piece and today it's even worse. So what happened? You didn't sell anything? Oh, because he returned the one that he bought yesterday. The boss of the company said, I'm the boss I'm the head in the company. Oh yeah, we know that, but how about at home? I'm also the head at home. And how about your wife? My wife is the neck. So wherever the head will turn, it has to listen to the neck. That's all. Om Mani Padme Hum.
非常感谢法王圣尊莲生活佛精彩宝贵的法语开示。现在请大家把各自坐的椅子叠好，放在两旁。
Very grateful to His Holiness Precious Dharma teaching. This ends English interpretation today. Please remember to return your receivers. And in a moment there would be empowerments.
顶礼坛城做观想大礼拜，100根本传承上师及诸佛。嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心善意。而拜诸菩萨。嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心善意。3拜诸护法金刚。嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心善意，是平等一起受。恭请师尊移步到展示厅，接受众线上的恭敬感恩之心。
Selamat pagi, Sudon. Pagi, Sudon. 圣诞节快乐！最佳节日，阿弥陀佛，最佳节日，阿弥陀佛，爱你哦，爱你多人，健康哦，爱康，健康，爱你爱你，节快乐，春节快乐，圣诞节快乐，安康，感恩你佛家哦，师尊佛家快乐，新年快乐，安详，安师尊，大家节加持，跟加持，师尊快乐，生日快乐，安生快乐，一起落地安康，落地安，师尊加持，发光加持，加持，师尊加持，加持，能找到一个方便方便。
爱
平安
平
平安。
谢谢
谢谢师父。
我们爱你。我们爱你哦，早点见到
尊圣诞节快乐！
什么？圣诞节快乐
真加持，谢谢师尊加持。
真
加持，谢谢。
想你，爱你，爱你。
好想你哦，我们好想你。
节快乐！
好想你，
安康，
减少，love you，
安康，好想爱你，我们爱你，
是的，我们爱你哦，请关数字，
好想你。
大家要注意一下，现在天气转冷，很冷哈，地下可能结冰，所以你们在开车的时候要小心一点。现在那个气温在降低，路上会结冰，大家开车的时候要小心一点哈。
自己对自己身体健康，是
好，谢谢师尊，谢谢大家，诸位圣圣同们，下周见。这。 恭请师尊赐受阿弥陀佛法灌顶。 接受灌顶的义工同仁，请你们来接受灌顶，灌顶即将要结束了。还没有接受灌顶的义工同仁，请你们来接受灌顶。让我们以热烈的掌声感谢师尊持守阿弥陀佛法灌顶，我们一起顶礼感恩师尊，谢谢师尊。